Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pickup video. Just wanted to share with you guys the comic books that were waiting for me at the comic book store for this last 5 weeks. This is about 5 weeks of comic books, and like always, I just wanted to share the haul with you guys. First off, let's start off with Amazing Spider-Man issue 6, which concludes the Electro Black Cat team up against Spider-Man. It sets up the Black Cat very similarly like what happened with Selina Kyle in DC, that now the Black Cat is like the ringleader for all these supervillains. So it does seem like a bit of a ripoff that, you know, a cat character would have that same situation, but still a pretty good read. And this is Amazing Spider-Man issue 7, teaming up with the new Miss Marvel. And they also have a little insert with the Edge of Spider-Verse thing. I'm not picking up Edge of Spider-Verse, that 5-issue miniseries that came out, but I do regret not picking up that issue where Gwen Stacy was the Spider-Man of her universe. That actually looked very interesting, but I didn't want to get one issue of a full 5-issue miniseries, and I do regret that because that single issue alone has gotten a lot of hype, and the artwork really looked amazing. So yeah, but that was amazing. Picked up the Superior Spider-Man issue, sorry about that, issue 33. Doc Ock is still alive and well in this issue, and he's still trying to get together a team of Spider-Men from other universes to stop this killer of Spider-Man, which is revealed in the same issue that he's a version of Peter Parker. So yeah, it's interesting to see Doc Ock again in the Spider-Man, and I don't know if this is actually going to be a thing that they continue. I know it's going to continue in the Spider-Verse event that's going to happen with Spider-Man. And that's something that I'm going to touch upon a little bit, but I think Marvel's pushing out too many events too soon. Here we have Avengers issue 34.1. They're still doing the point thing, which focuses on Hyperion. And then we jump to issue 35, which is a jump 8 months in the future, where people are hunting down the Illuminati. And yeah, Thor no longer has Mjolnir. Captain America is now the Falcon. So a bunch of changes are going on here. Then we have issue 36. So supposedly this Avengers book is gonna end with issue 44. So a couple of more issues and I'll be done with Avengers. I've really become upset with Marvel, the way that they cancel series and then just relaunch them again to just have a brand new #1. As a comic book lover and a collector, I like some sort of consistency on the books, but DC did the same thing, and that was way worse because they had a longer number run. But Marvel's just doing it whenever they freaking feel like it, so they release new #1s left and right each couple of months. So that's really gotten to my nerves. It's gotten really annoying. So once this issue of Avengers is done, well, the series of Avengers is done, that's it. I'm done with Avengers. Same thing's probably going to happen with Uncanny Avengers. This is issue 24, which has the March to Axis, the new Marvel big event that's going on. That has the Red Skull, who still has Xavier's telepathic powers, running amok and taking control of everyone. Magneto shows up to take the fight to him in issue 25. And this might be the last issue of Uncanny Avengers. I don't know. I heard that this was going to be put on hiatus during the Axis event, so I don't know if this is going to continue. But if they stop Uncanny Avengers, I'm also going to stop picking up Uncanny Avengers again. Just not a fan of how Marvel is doing their business and canceling good series and then relaunching them with brand new #1s. That seems so stupid to me now. So if this is the last issue of Uncanny Avengers, then that's the last one I'm going to pick up. And now we have the next big Marvel event, teaming up the Avengers with the X-Men. And this is Axis. Magneto kills the Red Skull, but in doing so, releases the Red Onslaught. Now, a lot of people I've read and I've heard that they didn't like the Onslaught character. I actually did like him. I liked the threat. I liked the costume design. I thought it was pretty cool, the whole Onslaught event. I do think it's kind of silly that the Red Skull mutated into a version of Onslaught. Because Onslaught was created because the evilness of Charles Xavier merged with the evilness of Magneto. And that gave birth to Onslaught. But, yeah, this doesn't really make that much sense. And it seems too soon from Original Sin. Original Sin just ended a month ago, and now they're pushing out the next big event. The same thing happened with last year with Age of Ultron, and I think it was Infinity. So I really don't like that Marvel's pushing so many big events, because if you push too many major storylines, then they're not going to have the same impact as they used to. At least that's what I think. So you keep pushing and pushing big events, and then this one's going to have a whole bunch of miniseries. Because the thing is that the Red Skull is going to do an inversion, apparently, there. He's going to telepathically turn all the good guys into bad guys, and all the bad guys into good guys. So that alone seems kind of silly, but what might come out of it seems interesting. The only thing that I've read that they might do is that they might turn Sabretooth into a good guy to replace Wolverine that's going to die soon, and that does seem kind of dumb. But yeah, the artwork is pretty cool. The story's done by Remender, who's writing on Uncanny Avengers. So it does follow that plot thread that he set up here. Again, I like the visual of Onslaught. I think it's silly that the Red Skull became him. I'm going to pick up this miniseries alone. I'm not going to pick up the tie-in issues. Because, again, it seems interesting, but I do think it's too soon for a big event like this coming off Original Sin. So, I don't know. Picked up Batman Future Sin. I was actually lucky enough that I hope you guys can make it out to pick up these 3D issues. It's a gimmick, but it costs the same as a regular issue. It's $3.99. And I think it's pretty cool. I really like the Villains Month covers, and this one's also look pretty cool. I was really lucky to get them. Since I have a subscription at the comic book store, I got them because of that, but I have seen some of these issues go for really, really high prices. So yeah, I was really lucky to get them, and I think they're pretty cool. It's the same cost as what it would normally cost me, so I thought it was really worth it. But this is Batman Future's End, where Batman is, he feels that the world has to have, this is 5 years into the future, supposedly, so Batman feels that there always has to be a Batman, so he's working on experiments on cloning, so that if something happens to him, there will be another Batman out there. So that was pretty cool. Picked up Batman and Robin Future's End. Has Batman there, and then it has that Damian Evil clone thing. This one was pretty cool. They also show a new Robin that might happen. Then I picked up Batman issue 35. This is something. Same thing happened with Avengers. Avengers is now costing $4.99, and the Batman is now costing $4.99. So I guess the new price point that they're trying to push is $5 for comic books, which is another reason that I am going to have to cut down on comic books, because it's getting expensive to pick up so many books and at high prices. I heard that Snyder and Capullo are fighting DC to lower the price point again, but Marvels are already doing it, so I think the new price point for the more popular books is going to be $4.99. I still get a discount from the comic book store, but still, it's getting expensive to pick up comic books, so I am unfortunately going to have to drop a couple of books and maintain only the ones I want. So ironically, those are the ones that are going to cost a lot more. So, but this is pretty cool. This is set sometime after Batman Eternal, which I'm not picking up. I'm not picking up Batman Eternal. I can't really afford a weekly book. But this is after that big event, so it does kind of spoil some things. But Batman's just chilling after doing that, and then the Justice League started attacking him. Out of the blue, the Justice League just start wailing on Batman, and it's revealed, big spoiler alert, it's revealed at the end of the issue that the Joker is back and he's taking control of the Justice League somehow. So that was pretty awesome. I thought that was pretty cool to see the Joker back in a really big way. So really looking forward to the rest of this, despite the high price point. Picked up Justice League issue 1. I'm sorry, issue 1 of the Future's End thing with another 3D cover here, which I hope you can make out. And this is also, again, set 5 years in the future, and a new team of Justice League is fighting with the Martian Manhunter, is fighting some big threat. So, well, it's a one shot. I didn't think it was that bad. Picked up Justice League issue 34, which continues the story of the powering that has possessed someone here in regular Earth for the DC universe. And Lex Luthor and Batman are still trying to work together. Batman doesn't trust Lex, and Lex is scheming something. And at the end of this issue, he is not only is Lex Luthor scheming with Batman, he's also scheming with Owlman. So, yeah. Picked up the annual Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. This is issue 20. This time, zombie themed. Zombies are big right now, especially with the Walking Dead and stuff like that. So I thought it was a pretty cool cover. I really liked this. I really like the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror comic books and the TV show. It's one of my favorite things that come out each year. So sometimes the stories are hit or miss. They might have one or two really good stories in the comic books, and the rest are not that awesome. Same thing with the TV show. They might have one segment that's incredible, and then the other two are kind of hit or miss. But yeah, I love the Simpsons, and I love them in their Halloween themed period. So yeah, I had to pick this one up. It's amazing. Picked up the Superman issue of Future's End. You got Superman, and you got the masked Superman, which is revealed to be Shazam, so no big mystery there. Picked up Superman Doomed issue 2, concluding the Superman Doom storyline. Superman gives in to the Doomsday virus to take the fight to Brainiac. At the end of the issue, he pushes Brainiac into a black hole, but doing so kind of sends Brainiac into this limbo where a robotic entity has these crystal shards of other universes. So that's going to set up something big down the line, I think. I didn't pick up the Action Comics epilogue, so I don't know how Superman got rid of the Doomsday virus and got back to Earth after taking a trip on the black hole. But yeah, I thought the Superman Doom storyline was interesting from what I read. I didn't pick up Action Comics, and I missed a couple of other issues, so what I read I liked, and it was interesting to see them try something like this with Superman. I hope it's not the end of Doomsday, though. I hope somehow Doomsday does come back in some form, because I really like that character. Picked up issue 8 of Superman Unchained. I've read a while ago that issue 9 would be the last of this team up between Scott Snyder and Jim Lee. I hope they do finish it. And that issue 9 doesn't take forever to come out. So, picked up Swamp Thing issue 35, where Swamp Thing meets against the Machine Empire, which kind of sounds like the villains from Power Rangers. But yeah, it's he meets up with the avatars of the Machine. He's met up with the Red, which is animals, the Rot, the Fungus, and now the Machine. So yeah, this is interesting to see how nature fights mechanical things. Really digging Swamp Thing. It's one of the best series out there. That and Batman. Picked up Amazing X-Men just because they're still dealing with the Wendigo situation. They had discovered that if they keep people outside of Canada, the curse fades away, but the Wendigo god, I think, is doing like, oh yeah, well, guess what? And he switches the way the curse works, so now that even though they're outside of Canadian soil, they're still going to turn into Wendigos. So I thought that was pretty cool. I really like this, and I read that they're going to, somewhere down the line, they're going to bring back the Juggernaut, which I think the X-Men universe needs a Juggernaut, so that's going to be cool. So I'm sticking with Amazing X-Men, after all. Picked up Uncanny X-Men issue 26, which wasn't really that good. They seem to kill Exodus, this really powerful telepath telekinetic that used to be an acolyte. They seem to kill him off because he's trying to read the mind of this supposedly new super powerful mutant that has emerged, that Charles Xavier was keeping tabs on. And it seems like his brain blew up because his mouth and his eyes start bleeding, so that was pretty creepy. I think they just killed him off there. Which would be a bummer. I thought he was an okay villain. But yeah, now the X-Men have to deal with this super powerful mutant. And it's, again, this issue wasn't that good. I'm hoping the resolution is way better. Picked up Witchblade 178. Still debating whether or not I should dump this issue. It's not that I have anything against the writing of Ron Marsh or the artwork. It's just that it seems very loose since he came back. I mean, it took place a couple of years that, I don't know when it happened, but Sarah killed the darkness, so there's no balance, and I don't know, it seems too disjointed at this point. He is setting up important things down the line, but it seems too disjointed, so I'm still on the fence on whether or not to dump Witchblade. Picked up the Future's End issue of Wonder Woman. This is the future, 5 years into the future, so Wonder Woman has given into her God of War persona. And I also picked up Wonder Woman issue 34, which is the next to last issue between her and the Firstborn. Things are not looking well for Wonder Woman. The Firstborn is getting a lot of power, but issue 35 should be the last battle between these two, and I'm really going to be sad to see this art team, this creative team, I'm sorry, writing this book. This has been an amazing run. So yeah, it's going to be really sad to see that end. Also picked up the Superman Wonder Woman Future's End issue. $3.99 is what I got it, but they were already selling this one for $5. Like I said, these issues have gone up in price. Got mine for the cover price because they forgot to reserve this for me, but they gave it to me at cover price, so I thought that was pretty cool. Again, really like the 3D covers. They give it a really interesting effect, the way they are now, and then the way they would be in 5 years. Picked up what is going to be for me the last issue of Superman Wonder Woman. This is an aftermath. The main aftermath for Superman happened in Action Comics. But this is the aftermath for the relationship between Superman and Wonder Woman. But this is also going to be Soul's last issue, so I think it's very fitting that his last issue will be the last issue I pick up of Superman Wonder Woman. I only kept this series because of the Doomed storyline, but now that that's done, and Charles Soule, who did a really good job with this book, are done. I'm gonna drop Superman Wonder Woman. Yeah, it was again. It's not that it's bad, but the main pull was the Doom storyline and Soule's writing. So now that both of them are done, I'm not curious to see what else they do with the book. So it's a good issue to end it. Much like I ended Green Lantern with a conclusion. This is a good conclusion for this book. So I am definitely dropping Superman Wonder Woman. Picked up Death of Wolverine, issue 2 of 4. They have a little foil cover there. Wolverine, this is Wolverine's last story, and he's fighting off against his villains. And Death of Wolverine 3 has Kitty Pryde appear, but she's possessed by Ogun, that spirit samurai that has been hunting Wolverine for a while and is involved with was involved with the Wolverine Kitty Pryde miniseries some very years ago. Charles Soule is a really good writer. He was, again, the reason why I was picking up Superman, Wonder Woman. Steve McNiven is a great artist. The book is really good. It's the only problem I have with it is the cover price is $4.99, and you don't really get that much content other than a foil cover and a good story. But the page count doesn't justify the price point, in my opinion. Neither does the foil cover. I mean, DC pulled off these 3D covers for the same cover price of $3.99. I don't know why Marvel feels that they can charge $1 more, but I guess they do it because of the importance of the event. Well, importance of the event, because honestly, they're gonna kill off Wolverine, but once the new X-Men movie comes out, I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring him back somehow. I don't think this is gonna stick. I don't see a Marvel universe without Wolverine. I really don't. It's an interesting idea, the way that they're setting this up. It's not the first time Wolverine has died and come back. So yeah, it's an interesting story so far. I am looking forward to the conclusion. I want to see how they actually kill off my favorite character in the Marvel universe. So yeah. Also, like I said, it seems like with the Axis event, they might set up Sabretooth as the equivalent of Wolverine. It's been done before. The Age of Apocalypse had Sabretooth as a good guy, so that's not very original in itself. But like I said, I am going to pick up issue 4. I'm not going to pick up any of the Aftermath issues, the Legacy, the Wolverines, or the only one I might pick up is the Captain America Deadpool one. That one, just because it has Captain America and Deadpool in it, might be good. So yeah, looking forward to issue 4 and see what kind of end they give to Wolverine. Again, my favorite Marvel character. But that was the pickup video, guys. I am going to recommend Death of Wolverine just because of the storyline. It's a good storyline. It's the artwork is amazing. The price point I don't agree with, but the artwork is still pretty cool. I would definitely recommend it for that. Recommend Batman issue 35 if you want to see Batman take down the Justice League in the New 52. And also, it's the setup for a possibly amazing storyline with the Joker. I loved Death of the Family, and if they do something bigger than that, which it seems to be the case, this is going to be huge, guys. Huge. I would definitely suggest you pick up this issue, because this is, I think this is going to be a key issue for this storyline. Great setup with the Joker taking control of the Justice League. And just for my own personal tastes, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror issue. Love these series, and I hope they keep making more and more, because I really like these. So, thanks so much for watching, guys, and until I see you again, this was Vargas XX78, thanking you and signing out.